Peter, thank you very much for the invitation to Castalum in Welshpool. Now, a lot of people may not know your company, but can you tell me a little bit about your company and what you produce here?
Yes, we started here as a greenfield site in 2000. We've gradually expanded. We're probably the third, maybe the fourth biggest company die casting in the UK. We have two processes. We high pressure die cast up to 2,300 tonnes, and we also squeeze cast. We're probably the only substantial squeeze casters in Europe.
And when you look at the sectors that you actually work in, is it predominantly automotive?
It is predominantly automotive. Reason being that we're set up for high volume. We work 6 days a week, 24 hours a day, and we need a lot of castings to produce in a week to make the tooling cost viable and economic for the customer.
And when you look at the die casting process, do you use any additives, or is it just purely sort of aluminium cast for your customers?
We buy all of our metal filtered. We buy all of our metal in the UK. We don't make a lot of additions except for some subtle die casting additives.
And when you look at the business here, the site is over coming up 20 years old. Tell me a little bit about the apprenticeship scheme that you've got here as well.
Well, we're in Welshpool. It's largely a farming area and a craft business area. So when we came here, we came with 27 people, largely a group that we've retained. To expand and develop our skills in an ever-expanding skillful world of die casting, we've constantly taken on apprentices. We take on an average of 4 people a year. Mostly they're from local schools. Occasionally we take on mature people who've done an apprenticeship, decided to do something else, and then wanting to get back into skills development. So it's very good. And around here the people have a farming background. Farmers have great base skills, and so they're great to work with.
And when I look at the background to your company, obviously being die casters, but obviously you've gone down the machining route. And on principle today, we're here on behalf of Mapal in the UK. They're providing you tooling solutions. Could you tell me about that relationship?
Well, we went into machining absolutely from scratch. We had no background to it. We had what we thought were decent latent skills in machining. We knew that Mapal were a good option in terms of the quality of what they supplied, both in terms of their advice and in terms of their actual tooling, and so we immediately chose them as a partner. Something we've never regretted. We developed the partnership on an ongoing basis. Right now, Mapal not only supply us our tooling, look after our tooling, prompt us on maintenance and stock matters, but they also provide concurrent engineering advice for practically every RFQ that passes our table.
So really the relationship is very much about connecting, working together and getting the best for your customers' needs.
Well, the relationship is embedded, and most of our customers quite rightly expect us to have a full understanding of what we're going to be doing further down the line if we win the work that they're offering. So to have someone like Mapal on board who can give us objective, clear advice on what's possible is a real bonus.
Ted, what a fantastic company, Castalum in Welshpool. Now these guys are a UK success. They're working predominantly in the automotive sector, but they're casting, but you guys have a great collaboration with them on tooling. Tell me a little bit about the journey.
Well, it was quite an interesting journey. I first came across Castalum many years ago, who were only involved in casting for the automotive industry. They then started to diverse a bit to do machining as well. Companies like Trag were asking them to do the machining. They then got involved with buying machine tools. As you can see, they bought quite a number of Hella machines. Their first orders for Hella were a turnkey project. Hella work exclusively on tooling for projects such as the Castalum project with Mapal for PCD. We then did the tooling on those projects, and Castalum then were looking for a means of going for cost per piece. Now, Mapal were probably market leaders in doing tool management on a cost per piece basis. From that point, we then came up with an offer for them to do cost per piece on their components. The first of them being the Trag B6 clutch housing. that went very well, and from there on in, we then started doing every single project that Castalum brought in. The next one was the BMW steering housing. We then did the MT82 rear case, the Giorgio clutch and rear housing, the B6 Plus, which is a larger derivative of the original B6.
Now when you talk about all those parts, what I'm quite interested in is that cost per part. What does that actually mean? It might be quite a very basic answer to that, but what does it actually mean in real terms?
Well, in real terms, we have a tooling package that can cost X amount. On that, we then work out the tool lives and how long a tool will last for. And then with the cost of it and the number of regrinds or repairs in the case of PCD, we can then work out a cost per piece on each particular tool. You take all of those tools, say 30 tools, and it'll come out with a value of a cost per piece. We put that forward to Castalum, who know what they're selling their part to their end customer. So at the end of the day, in the cost per piece and tool management, we are looking after all the tooling. They don't have to order any tooling. They don't have to repair any tooling. We're doing the regrinds, and we're even helping with the tool setting.
Now tell me, you guys have a great portfolio in different areas, but how key is it to companies like Castalum? Without your tool management system, could they be competitive for their customers?
I'm sure they can, but it makes them even more competitive because we also offer the service that at the beginning of new projects that they're looking at, we get very heavily involved. So we're offering engineering solutions. We help them in how the parts should be clamped and fixtured. We look at a process and we look at the most efficient optimisation of the tooling package for them.
So to sum up then really, Ted, what you're actually saying is that with your solution providing relationship, collaboration with Castalum, when they take on a new project for a new customer, Mapal's there as the number one tooling supplier.
Absolutely. We like to think of ourselves as solution providers, and Castalum has been a fantastic experience, and we've proved that we can work with customers in a way that we can provide the best economic production for them. Castalum has been a great partner, and tool management works as long as you've got a good partnership. That's been the case at Castalum.
The way that you actually design cars, has that changed over the years, Peter?
It has quite substantially. We're probably at the forefront of using additive material forms in dies. And there again, this is something that Mapal have helped with as well, because whilst the castings that we produce using additive forms are much cleaner, nicer looking castings and give great durability in terms of our customers' functionality and usage, we also had to interface with Mapal to make sure that their machining processes matched up to the change properties that we achieve in our castings.